let's go ahead and check out the hottest Garbage Pail Kids of the month. Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is shaking, YouTube? This is your host, Lawrence, over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and I want to thank you guys for joining me for another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be starting something new where I check in on eBay to see some of the hottest Garbage Pail Kids out there, and we're going to start with May of 2024. But before we get started in the video, like always, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, you guys are definitely missing out. Hit that sub button and do me a solid, smash that like button for me. We're trying to get up to 10,000 subs by the end of the year. With that said, I want to hear from you guys out there in the Garbage Pail Kids community. Let me know what you got, and especially if you're looking to sell those things, I'm always interested. With that said, let's check out the hottest cards from May 2024. We're going to start off with the big boy, of course. The hottest selling card for the most money from May of 2024 was this one right here. It is a 1985 Topps GPK Atom Bomb 8A in a PSA 10. It ended up selling on May 28th for $7,299 on 39 bids. As you guys can see, this is also a checklist. This is the biggest GPK card there is from Series 1, so I'm not surprised it sold for the most just this last month. Up next, how about a 1986 GPK unzipped Zack number 132B in a PSA 10. The ask on this one was a whopping $7,500, but actually ended up selling for only $4,000. Now, to me, when I went looking on eBay, there was actually a sale in a PSA 10 for only $125 for this card, so I'm not sure why this exact one sold for a crazy amount, $4,000. Either way, one of my favorite cards from the 1986 GPK line. I'm actually shocked that this card was at the 3 spot this month. It, of course, is 1985's Nasty Nick 1A, one of the biggest Garbage Pail Kids cards there is. Now, this one is a PSA 9 mint, not a 10, and it actually ended up selling for $3,158. I will tell you guys this, if you guys love GPK just like I do, you know that Nasty Nick is probably the most valuable card out there in a PSA 10, but it is ultra rare. Regardless, having a PSA 9, as you guys can see, is still quite expensive. But also a glossy version like this one can command a high price. Of course, with Atom Bomb being number 1 on this list, his counterpart Blasted Billy is not far behind. We had a sale on May 16th for this 8B Blasted Billy in a PSA 10 Gem Mint for a whopping $2,835.58 on 38 bids. Not only that, of course, but this one was a checklist. Now, for me personally, I'd rather own an Atom Bomb compared to a Blasted Billy, but as you guys can see, it is still commanding a crazy price in a Gem Mint 10. Up next is one of my favorite cards from the original line. It is a 1985 Topps GPK Ash Can Andy in the glossy form 13A in a PSA 10 Gem Mint. Now, the ask for this one was $3,499 plus shipping, but it actually ended up selling on May 14th for only $2,000, just 50% off the asking price. Now, of course, this one being a glossy will command a higher price, but I always loved Ash Can Andy, and I remember as a kid not being able to find this one. I'd always have his counterpart, Spacey Stacy. Now, here's one we don't see sell that often. It is a 1985 GPK Glossy 21B Sicky Vicky in a PSA 10 Gem Mint. Now, the ask on this one was $2,400, but actually ended up selling on May 10th for $1,500. Now, a lot of these Series 1 cards are going to be the ones that command the most money. That is the biggest question I always get from GPK collectors. Series 1 is the most expensive, and Series 2 is right behind it. Series 3 through Series 15 are not that expensive when it comes to GPK, and I know a lot of people out there have these in their collection. Now let's talk about something different. Usually on this channel, I cover vintage GPK, but we do have some more current GPK cards like this one from 2011 that are worth quite a pretty penny. Here we have a Holy Grail PSA 9 autograph John Pound Atom Bomb card from 2011 flashback series. Now this one actually ended up selling on April 18th for $1,225 on 33 bids. I just wanted to show you guys current state of GPK and how some of the more modern cards could command a crazy price like this one. I love autograph cards, and to boot, I love some of the modern GPK that they've done over the past few years. Up next, we have another Series 1 card. It's a 1985's Topps 25A Creepy Carol, again in the glossy form, in a PSA 10. Now, this one was listed for $1,499.99, but somebody got a deal for only paying $950 on May 27th of this year. Not one of my favorite cards from the original GPK line, but otherwise a great card to boot, commanding a strong price. Now this card fits right into where we are in 2024, doesn't it? Here we have a 1985's Topps GPK Glossy Dressy Jessie 20B and a PSA 10 Gem Mint. Now the ask on this one was a whopping $1,000, but it actually ended up selling for only $775. Now we can go on and on about this card and about GPK from 1985 and how they told the future, but we're not going to do that in this video. Either way, a strong price for another Series 1 card. And we're going to round out this month's list for May of 2024 talking about this one right here. It is a 1985 Series 1 28B Melton Melissa in the glossy form in a PSA 10 that sold on May 27th, listed at $1,499, but actually only ended up selling for $687. You can see some of the crazy listing prices for these Gem Mint 10 cards and what they're actually selling for going forward. So if you're on eBay looking for Gem Mint 10s or even PSA 9s, shoot out a low offer. You never know, they just might get accepted. So that's it for the inaugural GPK monthly video on the top sales according to eBay. I want to hear from you guys out there. Do you like this set of videos? Do you want to see this every month? I think it would be a nice way to go ahead and check on the GPK cards going forward here on the channel. For me, I do a lot of comic videos monthly here on the channel, like my Instagram sales video and my eBay sales video. I want to add another one to that list. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.